I'll make
Thank you.
copies of this too.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we need a 2019 secretary for the Board of Auditors.
I make a motion that Kathy Gilmore be the secretary for the Board of Auditors.
I will second that motion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I abstain.
All right, the next thing we have to do is get a rate for the supervisors. Last year, it was the rate of the highest paid, the highest paid road crew member. According to our new books that we learned about, it should somehow correlate with, should take into consideration what local people are getting paid to be, for being the supervisors. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
According to our new books. Like I said, before it was the highest rate, the highest paid road person.
Do we want to set it for the different, like, if they act as secretary and roadmaster, and
That's,
they obviously can't act as a police officer.
right, right.
Officer, right?
Usually you set it as a lump, as like
Yeah, it's a
everybody,
working- Yeah, a working supervisor.
a working supervisor total.
Yeah,
So-
they all
okay.
get paid the same.
Okay, well, in this sheet, if this is separated by what they were doing.
Right, but
Okay.
right here it says supervisor who performs any position
Okay, well, then they did 2125.
for, and that was, Cross Creek Township.
Yeah, that was,
Anyone?
and then Claysville for their acting secretary was 17. So, I think and these, they did the average by position, say.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they did any, at 2125.
It looks like-
Road employee crew full-time.
It
was
actually-
18, yeah, it breaks
Yeah.
it down by,
And-
and see, this is what we were paying.
Mm-hmm,
This is Cross Creeks, Blaine, Canton, South Franklin, North Franklin, East Finley, Hopewell, and then this was the average of all of them.
okay. Well, do we want to do,
So which one is close to Donegal's size?
Well, the average ended up being 2125, and that's what.
that was for Donegal.
Yeah,
Because East Finley doesn't have what we have.
no, it's
What
East
are some-
Finley did 615, 1750.
Yeah, they were a lot
Yeah,
lower.
they were the lowest. Yeah. Canton was $20.30.
I mean,
Actually-
Canton's probably bigger than us.
Yeah.
More population, more tax base.
Yeah, but that was less than what we pay.
What's that?
No, we did 1950 for a road employee.
Right, but it's way over that now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because
I
last
think-
year we gave the supervisors 2410.
I think that,
That's what we gave them last year.
I think 2410 is a lot. I
Mhm.
think that's my opinion. I think 2410 is a lot.
Hey Doug, do you know what, I'm assuming Ed Crashar is the highest paid roadman. Do you know what he's making?
24 for 18 or 19.
What do you make in 18?
Give me 1 second.
Oh, well, no, if you know what he's making in 19, that's all right.
Well, he was making 24 something, I believe, and then he gets a 3% raise this year.
So it'd be 6, 24, 19
And over there.
times .03. You're doing an average of those?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, there's 7 of them.
Okay,
He made 2410 this year.
and then he gets a 3% raise on top of that. Is that correct? Because we gave him 2410 last
Yeah.
year.
Because we thought we
Yes.
had to meet his wage, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't.
We don't have to meet that wage, no.
All right. I know that there's no solicitor there telling us how to do this, but this is my opinion. You did your due diligence. You got the average for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
okay? What about if we average your averages and then go with that number?
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Is that okay with you, Kathy?
Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion that we pay the supervisors $19.03 when doing work within the township,
Okay?
which is the average of 7 local municipalities.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Can I just say all in favor? Again?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
And Kathy, be sure and put hourly
Hmm?
behind that. Yeah. Because I think our instruction was to be specific.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we make, the mileage rate according to the 2019 IRS rate of 58 cents per mile when doing work in a personal vehicle.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
The other thing we did last year was
No, why did we do that?
because I think they do use their vehicles for that, because they have to go do the room.
Kathy, are you doing
Survey.
personal vehicle road, special road inspections?
None was done last year. Basically, Mr. Schultz has been taking care of that.
So is he gonna do that as?
Yeah, he just basically once a week or so, he drives around and looks at all the roads in Donegal. So
Okay.
he's been doing it.
Do we want to set a rate in case somebody does it, or we just want to?
Because I thought the Board of Supervisors was to do a road inspection once a year.
No?
It's no longer required.
It's not required any longer.
It used to be required twice a year, then it went to once a year, and now it's
Oh,
optional.
now you just don't have to do it at all.
Now it's optional.
Okay, so. I just wanted to be sure we addressed it if we needed to.
All right, any other items?
Don't really need that. Do you know of any others?
I do not know. I have my like list from, like what I think from last night, but I don't know if it's appropriate to bring it up right now. I don't feel like it is. We can, unless you, what is your opinion? I mean, or is your opinion that we can discuss these things at a reorganizational meeting? I mean, we don't have another public meeting until we present the thing, until we present the audit.
Yeah.
So if we wanna discuss
Well,
it,
do
we
you
have to
want
do it
it to
tonight.
be part of our official record?
Yes,
If
I
you want
would.
it to be part
Yes,
of
I
our
would.
official record, then we need to discuss it.
Yeah,
Okay.
And we can make it a part of our minutes.
Right. All right, my thoughts from last night's township meeting for the reorganizational meeting. I think that we need to write a letter and point these things out to the supervisors. Number one, the possibility of spending $6,000 per year per department is unacceptable. If something comes up, there has to be somewhere where they say, we spent this money and it was under this $500 a month thing, like allowance, but this is the money we spent and this is why. I think that needs to be public information.
Can they, I guess we should ask the question though, if whoever spends that money is providing it, because they should be providing invoices,
Exactly,
okay?
right.
To the treasurer that, because the treasurer probably pays those, and the treasurer should be, treasurer should be signing each one of those invoices to show that she received it and be able to track how that fits in that $500.
Yeah, and probably make note that that's out of their allotted monthly amount, so
$500,
we can
exactly.
go back and,
But we can make that suggestion.
Yeah, that's a suggestion I think we need to make. I also think we need to, there was a question about whether or not the secretary was in the budget. And we need to address that, whether a new secretary was actually in the budget. There was a question as to whether there was and whether there wasn't. If they don't have the money allotted for a secretary, then where are they gonna get the money? That's my
Right.
question.
Right. And just for clarification, these things are recommendations for 2019,
Correct.
correct?
Yeah. I think that regardless of whether this solicitor is doing his job appropriately by returning calls, if we are being charged for emailing, but phone calls are free, we need to be calling the solicitor because we're just costing the township a bunch of money that they don't need to be charged. And I feel like I will draft this letter, but I just, as public record, these are the things I think that we should have in it, and do you agree with that?
I do agree with that, but along with that, in reviewing solicitor bills,
Yes.
that he is charging the township for every time he goes to Westlaw to research anything. And I would like to ask the question, if he, usually for state things like that, for an attorney, he pays a fee,
Mm-hmm,
you know, to be a member of that,
okay,
because it's a law, like a law library.
right.
And I would want to ask the question, can he clarify why he's billing the township for that?
Okay, all right.
So you can add that.
All right. And we kind of discussed this, or I think I got an answer, but I'm gonna ask again. Last night, the tax collector, who was sitting behind me, was extremely concerned with the probation period of the new secretary. Was there a reason that the tax collector was so concerned with the new secretary's probation period? Can anyone answer that?
I wasn't here when they voted on her. I understand that that is her mother.
Doug, do you know the answer to that?
You need to ask her. I don't know what was in her mind.
Okay, well, if it is true that do you know if the new secretary is the tax collector's daughter?
I heard that last night, I don't have any, it's the first I heard of it.
well, I'll say my piece as the chairman, and you girls can, there is a huge conflict of interest, in my opinion, if the secretary who is receiving the money is receiving it from the tax collector who is her mother. Last night, there was a lot of people saying, well, I don't think, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but the fact of the matter is, that is a conflict of interest. And it has nothing to do with that woman. I never met her before in my life.
Well, yeah. And if you, I think that either this or this auditor form addresses those kinds of things, this,
Yes. And,
I
am
think this addresses that as well.
right. And I'm saying that based on the fact that according to our training, elected auditors have a duty to guarantee that adequate internal control procedures are in place. And I don't feel like it is an adequate internal control procedure to have a mother and daughter as tax collector and secretary. And I will add that in my letter. You got it as public record. All right, we need a copy of the budget. Thank you for getting that to us. We'll need blank auditor reports, but those might not be, you might not have those yet, because they send them, usually most audits start in the beginning of February, so that's when you get the information. It is also the opinion of this board, in my, I think, that no original files of any sort ever leave this office for any reason. I guarantee this township has paid a lot of money for a really good copy machine, and we need to make copies. No original files should ever leave this building. Do you ladies agree with that?
I agree.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Also, last night when asked about the $500 a month, Mrs. Gilmore asked about it, correct? We're trying to do our job, and we're trying to do it appropriately. Previously, when even one of the other supervisors was an auditor with me, we carried out about 2 of the 5 goals that are supposed to be done as objectives for auditors. And that's not acceptable. We are not trying to attack anyone. We are not trying to put anybody out. We want to do our job, we want to do it right, and we don't want to have attitude given to us, and we will be nice to you. Agreed? And I will add that to my letter. I will email you a copy of the letter I make, and then if you approve it, we'll sign it and send it. Okay. Is there any other agenda items anyone else would like to discuss?
You know, on this, I have 4 different items that you
Okay.
want made public record.
You could just have
Oh, okay.
that whole paper.
All right.
I also have, according to the auditor guide from January 2007, a list of what we will need and need access to for the audit, and I will give that to both of you. And we'll include one of these in the record, please.
The other thing, do we need to make a motion when we're going to do
No, I don't believe so. I think that basically we're just on the thing where we have to do the audit, we'll get together and we'll start, and we don't have to have a motion, or we come when we can come and stay as long as we can stay. And Kathy, since Tammy isn't here, since she is supposed to be in charge of the office, can you somehow clarify with her whether she is okay, or whether you guys are okay with us doing the audit, kind of getting paperwork, bringing it in here? Maybe since they're retired and I don't work, we could do it during the day when Sharon's here. It would save the taxpayers money from having the secretary come in on Saturday. Can you make sure that that is okay with Sharon?
Yeah, and I don't see where there should be any issue, because the back's usually open completely, there's nobody in there, so.
Okay. All right, anything else?
You covered a lot.
Thank you. All right, if that's good, want to make a motion to adjourn?
Sure, I'll make a motion to
I will second the motion to adjourn.
It's like you
Coffee
coffee's
shop.
too long, yeah.
What?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned at 7:21.
Did we set up, did I miss setting up the meeting for the 24th?
You mean, like for a motion for it?
No.
Oh, no.
No, just-
We had talked about the 24th. Does that
okay.
still work for you?
Yes.
Okay. No getting sick? No having baby calves?